Welcome, my fellow tax professionals. In this video, we'll be discussing IRS Form 656, the Offer in Compromise. I'm your host, Attorney Robert Schaller, the author of the course. IRS Form 656, the Offer in Compromise, is probably the most critical form in the application packet. Form 656 will identify who is the taxpayer or taxpayers, if there's two, who are seeking to compromise back tax liability. Form 656 will also identify the tax years and the tax forms from which the tax liability emanated. Form 656 will also identify the bases for the compromise, for example, doubt as to collectability. And finally, Form 656 will identify the offer amount and the payment arrangements that are made as part of the offer. It's a critical form, so study it carefully and enjoy the video. Let us explore IRS Form 656, the Offer in Compromise. The Offer in Compromise process is initiated by the taxpayer submitting an offer to the Commissioner of the IRS utilizing Form 656. The compromise offer must be in writing utilizing Form 656. No oral offer is allowed. An offer in compromise is an agreement between a taxpayer and the IRS that settles a tax liability for payment of less than the full amount owed. Form 656 identifies key information, including the names of the taxpayers seeking compromise, the tax return and tax years from which the tax liability emanates, the basis that authorizes the IRS to compromise the tax liability, for example, doubt as to collectability. And of course, Form 656 identifies the offer amount that the taxpayer agrees to pay to eliminate the back tax liability. Finally, Form 656 identifies the type of offer being submitted, either a lump sum payment offer or a periodic payment offer. Now let's review Form 656 completed for George and Martha Washington. You'll notice in Section 1, under Individual Information, this is where Form 656 identifies the taxpayers if they are individuals. If it is a corporation or LLC, that name would be identified somewhere else on the form. But Section 1 is for individual information. The very first box will be the name of the taxpayer and Social Security number for the person seeking to compromise the taxes. Below, it says if a joint offer is filed, the name of the spouse. So you would not automatically include the spouse's name, only if the spouse agrees to be part of the offer. And if so, the spouse's Social Security number. Right below that is the location where you would identify the taxpayer's physical address. The box below that is a home mailing address if it's different from the above address, for example, a post office box. Some people, especially taxpayers who are filing Form 656 without the knowledge of the other spouse, may utilize a P.O. box for correspondence with the IRS. That way it conceals the Form 656 filing from the non-filing spouse. The next section is where the individual tax periods are identified. In this situation, we've checked the box under 1040 income tax for the years 2017, 2016, and 2014. That means that those are the tax years and tax periods for which tax liability seeks to be compromised. No other tax periods will be compromised if any exist. So be very careful to make sure you include all of the individual tax periods that you seek compromise. Now let's look at Section 3, which is the reason for the offer. At the top of this page, which by the way is page 3 of Form 656. So we have eliminated page 2 for this video. Page 3 of Form 656 starts out at the top with Section 3, reason for the offer. And you have two reasons there. The first one, the one checked on this form, is doubt as to collectability, simply saying I do not have enough in assets and income to pay the full amount of the tax liability. The second box is exceptional circumstances, or what we learn in other classes is effective tax administration. The next section, Section 4, payment terms, identifies the amount of the payment, any initial payment, and the remaining balance. In this case, we've checked the lump sum cash payment option. We did not select the periodic payment option, which is below. So let's review the lump sum cash payment. That's been checked, and it says the total offer amount is $17,210. Because a 20% initial payment is required, we identify the 20% initial payment as $3,442. That leaves a remaining balance to be paid of $13,768. So we have up to 5 payments that can be made to make that remaining balance. In this case, we made them even payments of $2,753.60. After 5 additional payments of that amount, they would have paid the remaining balance of $13,768. Thank you for listening to this video, and please spread the word to your fellow tax professionals. The National Offer and Compromise Academy is available to help professionals expand their practice into the profitable area of offer and compromise. The music for this video was provided by www.bensound.com. You can contact the Academy from its contact page at www.oicacademy.com. Enjoy the online course and keep on learning.